Hey everybody, this video is about how to be more efficient with your time. And what do I really mean by that? Well, I'll tell you all with a couple examples, starting with how I learned it. I first learned this skill whenever I was working in a dish pit, and I would know all the things that were going on with my job. Well, if I needed to take dry plates out to the dining room, for example, well, when I walked out to the dining room with those dried plates, I would also know if there was anything out there in the dining room that I could bring back to the dish pit to save time. So say there's dirty dishes out there in the dining room. Well, when I took the clean plates out there, well, then I'd grab the dirty dishes and I'd carry them back to the dining room. That way I'm more efficient with my time than say I take 10 steps to the dining room and then 10 steps back to the dish pit to then take 10 steps to the dining room to get dirty dishes and 10 more steps. That's 20 steps more than I needed to take, or twice the time. So I basically doubled my time by taking the clean plates and the dirty plates all in one trip. You can do similar things like this all the time at your job, depending on what you're doing. Another example would be your commute to work. You got to drive to work and you got to drive back home every day. Let's say it's a 40-minute drive. Well, if you just take that 40-minute drive to work and then 40 minutes back home, that's what is that? That's an hour and 20 minutes that you're, taking there that you drove, you have to do. Well, let's say you do that again and you listen to a book whenever you do that, for example. Well, now you've got an extra, hour and 20 minutes of book reading in that no one else did, or maybe some other people did, but you weren't going to do. Or if you were going to do that extra hour and 20 minutes of book reading at home, well, now you've doubled your time because you don't have to waste that hour and 20 minutes at home. Now you can do something else like, I don't know, spend time with your kids, cook dinner, etc. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with your time. And you can get real creative. You can stack these on top of each other. Let's go back to the dish pit example. Now you have an earbud in your ear and you're listening to a book while you're doing those steps out to the dining room and back. Well, now you're, tripling, quadrupling your time, and you're usually only spending the same amount of time. So, the concept of time can be stretched like putty and used around different ways if you really get creative with it. How much time did you save there? Well, if I took 10 steps there and 10 steps back, I doubled my time. But then if I'm also spending that time learning something, well, now I'm 3 times, 4 times the time. If I'm 21 years old at 4 times the time, then am I 84? Who knows? I mean, I'm getting on a little bit of a rant here, but hopefully something in this video was helpful for y'all. And if y'all enjoyed it, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the